Welcome to Home Fashion Technologies. In this video, we will be demonstrating how to install the split barn doors. Our doors come well packaged to endure the rigors of shipping and handling. If, however, the contents of your kit are damaged in any way, or you are missing any of the required parts, please contact Home Fashion Technologies immediately, and we will make it right, at no additional cost to you, of course. To begin, select a work area with enough space to be able to comfortably lay the box out flat. Then remove both doors and all of the hardware. If you have a large work table, you may find it preferable, but if it has wheels, be sure to lock the wheels before opening the package. After cutting off the 3 retaining bands with a pair of scissors, use an X-Acto knife to slice through the tape near the top flap, so that you can flip it over and open it like a book. Remove the long rectangular piece of protective styrofoam, then remove the rail near the back, and lay it on top of the styrofoam, as well as the box of hardware. Remove the wrapping from the long steel rail, lay it out on the styrofoam, then remove all of the pieces from the hardware box. Lay them out in an organized fashion, as you see here, to ensure you have all of the required parts. You will also find 2 sets of 4 insets, that's 8 total, for the roller arm assemblies. We will be showing you how, a little later in this video, these are easily installed. Now you need to round up some tools, including a step ladder, a 4-foot level, hammer, tape measure, stud finder, pencil, an electric drill, a Phillips screwdriver, a socket wrench, and an adjustable or 10mm monkey wrench. Specifically, you'll need a 10mm socket for the lag bolt and door stoppers, a 19mm socket for the roller arms, a 10mm adjustable or monkey wrench for the back of the insets, a 3/32" drill bit for drilling pilot holes for handles and door guides, and a 3/16" drill bit for the lag bolt pilot holes. Now, remove the doors from the box and then remove the box to give yourself some room to work. Next, you'll need to take a couple of measurements, beginning with the width of the door, in order to find and mark the center point. Now, measure from that center point down to the floor exactly 86 1/8 inches. Mark that point where it intersects with the width center point, which will be the center point for the rail. Using the level as a straight edge, line up the bottom of the level with the center point you have marked. Ensuring it is level, draw a straight line from the center point to the far left, and then to the far right, across the top of the entire width of the door. With the help of your assistant, raise the rail into position so that you can see the center point that you marked through the center hole of the rail, as well as the line you drew through the other 4 holes in the rail, the 2 holes to the left of center, and the 2 holes to the right of center. Again, ensure the rail is level. Then have your assistant mark the other 4 holes with a pencil, ensuring the whole time that the rail is level. These marks will be for drilling the pilot holes for all of the lag bolts. Begin by drilling the center hole using the 3/16" drill bit. Then drill holes immediately to the right of the center hole as you marked, and again immediately to the left of the center hole. Note, it is essential that you meet with wood, that is, a stud or a plank behind the drywall, for all 3 of these holes. If you do not hit wood behind the center hole and both adjacent holes immediately to the left and right of center, you will need to install an optional header board to firmly and securely accommodate the weight of the rail and the doors. Continue drilling holes for the 2 far ends of the rail, on the far left and the far right. If you don't meet with wood or a stud in either of these 2 positions, You'll need to use the two large blue drywall anchors for these. Tap the anchors in with a hammer, ensuring they are flush with the wall. With the help of your assistant, raise the rail up, aligning the center hole of the rail with the center point hole that you drilled previously. Now, put a lag bolt through the center hole of the rail and a spacer, with the large flat end of the spacer flush with the wall. Hand tighten, and then use the 10mm socket wrench to tighten a bit more. Don't tighten it too much, as you will need to slide the spacers in on the remaining 4 holes as well. Again, insert the lag bolt into the rail at the adjacent hole next to the left of center, through the rail and the spacer. Hand tighten, and then tighten a bit more with the 10mm socket. Do the same again for the 3rd hole to the right of center, ensuring all 3 of the lag bolts are fairly tight, but not too tight, as you'll need to check the level again prior to installing the 2 remaining lag bolts at each end of the rail. Now, recheck the rail to ensure it is level and make any slight adjustments that may be necessary. Continue putting up the rail by inserting the last 2 lag bolts at the far right and far left ends of the rail. If you used drywall anchors on either or both of these holes, be especially careful not to over-tighten, as you may inadvertently pull the anchors out of the wall. With all the lag bolts in and fairly tight, do a final check of the rail with the level. Make any small adjustments that may be required. Then fully tighten the 3 centermost lag bolts, as well as the 2 end lag bolts. Next, prepare to hang the doors by removing the plastic shrink wrap, noting that you also have a printed set of installation instructions inside. Set them off to the side to refer to in conjunction with this video. Separate the doors and discard the protective styrofoam packaging material. As mentioned earlier in this video, gather the 8 steel insets for the roller arm assemblies, as you'll now insert them into the 2 holes per bracket, 2 brackets per door, for a total of 8 inserts. With the help of your assistant, lift the door so that you can align the roller arms with the brackets, and then begin to screw the screws into the holes in the bracket arms and into the insets on the other side. Initially, having your assistant apply pressure with his or her thumb to the inset from the opposite side will allow you to hand tighten the screws into the bracket arms. After hand tightened, they'll want to use a 10mm adjustable or monkey wrench to firmly hold the inset in place while you further tighten the screws with a 19mm socket. Do the same process for all 8 of the insets and screws for the 2 roller arms per door for both doors. Next, you'll put the handles on the doors using the 4 screws per handle per door, aligning the 4 holes on the handles with the 4 little red dots pre-marked on the doors. Using the smallest 3/32" drill bit, drill the small pilot holes, not very deep, just about 3/8 of an inch or so, and do not drill all the way through the door, just enough to start the screws easily. Drill pilot holes for all 4 holes for each handle. Use the Phillips screwdriver to screw in all of the screws for each handle on the door. Then do the same for the other door, ensuring that you line up the holes on each of the handles with the little red dots marked on the doors. Next, stand the right door up, which is the door with the handle on the left side, and position it to place the roller wheels onto the rail. Place the first roller onto the rail, ensuring that the rail goes into the groove of the roller wheel. Then roll it a bit to the left, and do the same for the far right roller wheel. Do the same process again for the left door, ensuring the rail is going into the grooves on both of the roller wheels. Then bring the 2 doors together, about to the middle, which will engage the dual magnets, 2 on the left door and 2 on the right, which will allow you to roll both of them together simultaneously with a single handle, either to the left or to the right, to ensure that both are rolling evenly and smoothly along the rail. Next, you'll need to install the door stoppers on both ends of the rail to keep the doors from rolling off the rail. To begin, slide the right door over to the far right end, being careful not to have the wheel come off the end of the rail. Then move it back to center just enough to cover the inner edge of the molding, while fully exposing the right half of the door opening. Now, place the door stopper onto the end of the rail, having the rail go through it and flush with the roller arm, with the screws facing toward you. Then tighten it using the 10mm socket for both screws. Test it by moving the door from the center position toward the far right position, ensuring that the stopper keeps the door from going any further right while fully exposing the door opening. Now, repeat the process for the left door, sliding the stopper onto the left end of the rail, positioning the door to be flush with the molding at the edge of the door opening, then tightening down the two screws. The goal here is to fully expose the door opening and contents of the closet, while hiding and covering the molding. Of course, the stoppers will also keep both doors from coming off the rail on both ends. Now check the left door, just as you did the right door, by moving it to the center position, then rolling it toward the far left side. Our next step will be to install the door guides, which will keep the doors from swaying in or out, keeping them plumb and straight while moving smoothly from left to right and right to left. The door guides can be installed either wall-mounted or floor-mounted. In this case, we'll be mounting to the floor, so we'll use the floor-mounted guides. If you have cement less than a ½ inch immediately underneath your floor, you'll need to use the small blue anchors. Begin by moving the right door several inches to the left, and then placing the guide at about the outer edge of the molding on the right side of the door opening, so that the far right edge of the guide and the far right edge of the molding are about even. Then slide the door to the right, ensuring the groove on the bottom of the door slides onto the guide. Look up to the top, ensuring that the door is plumb and straight, not swaying in or out. Then, mark the holes on the guide with a pencil in order to drill pilot holes for the screws that will be screwed into the guide to secure it to the floor. Drill the 2 pilot holes using the 3/32" drill bit, and then use the Phillips screwdriver and 2 screws to attach the guide to the floor. Test the guide by sliding the door across the guide, then repeat the same process for the left door. The final step of our installation will be to install the center door stopper. First, loosen the center lag bolt just enough to be able to easily slide the center stopper between the rail and the head of the lag bolt, ensuring that the U-shaped portion of the stopper is sitting completely on top and flush with the rail. Push it down completely, again ensuring it is flush and straight. Then, retighten the lag bolt. Now test the center stopper by rolling both of the doors to the center position, ensuring they fully meet in the middle, while still engaging the magnets with an audible click. This concludes our installation video of Home Fashion Technologies split barn doors. If you have any questions or comments, please contact us at the email address or phone numbers as you see listed here. Thanks again for watching.